Hello, everybody. It is I, Claude Bowles. Today, I want to talk about the video that has appeared on the channel of the Cindy Lincoln, or better known maybe as Mrs. Cindy Lincoln Hovind III. And it is from Mr. Nicholas Shunk, and he is challenging Kent Hovind to debate Nicholas regarding misconduct and abuse by Hovind and his inner circle. So it's actually very interesting. What I want to do is just read what Nick has to say. I've screenshotted it onto slides, but they don't quite capture it correctly, so I'll read it. And then the comment that Mr. Hovind has made in the comment section. Of course, it's all a bit one way, because when Mr. Shunk has posted onto Kent's channel, I think it is maybe not there anymore, but we can always hope that the right thing has happened. So let's read this particular challenge, and I will try and put the screenshot there so you can read most of it at the same time. So Nicholas Shunk, he posts this on the DAL channel, maybe the Genesis Baptist Church, maybe the Doc Dino, not sure. And he says, all these people commenting, please answer me. Have you not noticed his 4 marriages, his complete and utter refusal to ask for repentance for anything, and on his tax issues and 9 years in prison, sending his wife to prison for a year, or his continual alliance with criminals and horrible people, and he puts in the brackets the pedophiles, of course, which were known to inhabit the place, and how he is mean and abusive to those he is supposed to be reaching out to. The Bible clearly calls for kindness and many other requirements for a minister to have. He does not meet these requirements. He never even asks for forgiveness, never admits his wrongdoings, and chases off anyone who dares question him or has a difference of opinion. You know, Kent, I want to debate you. Your marriages, your support of men who live in sin, Cindy, and your false doctrine, and I would love to come on and face to you live online. Don't forget, I will have audio recordings, your own words, and documented facts of the people who keep around your side. You always call people a chicken to debate you. Now I will say this. I believe in creation. I believe in many things you preach, and I believe in the word. I'm not here to argue about what you preach. I'm here to argue how you use your message to abuse people and to blindside followers and donors to who you are. And I want to hold you to the same standards you hold everybody as. So if you want to debate me about your past actions, your support for men like Steve Lynn, Chris Jones, your marriages and tax issues, let's go. What? Are you afraid? Like you always say, buck, buck, buck. Are you afraid? Are you worried about your recordings and your own video testimonies and contradictions I can use against you? Let's do this. I'd love to debate you on these things. I will never claim I am perfect or have good past or have a perfect marriage, but my issues have been displayed and been laid out. The difference is I and my friends and my family have repented and turned. We don't claim to be right or perfect or do everything right and have done nothing wrong. Oh, that's a big contrast to Ovid. He's never done anything wrong. So let's do this. Give me a time and place. I love to debate and talk to you on all these issues. Unless you don't want your viewers to know the truth and only believe your lies and twisted truth. Like you always say, the devil twists the truth. I want to call you out. I'm tired of your lies and your fake act and how you do to a live debate in the next week or two. Like you say, buck, buck, buck. I'm waiting for your answer. No, I don't feel that way. I honestly want to confront you and talk about these issues. I'll be respectful, but direct, and be forewarned. I will play your own words and contradictions against yourself. So if you're scared, then I hope everyone here knows it. Well, interesting, huh? Because, still another one to go, because he knows he's a liar and a con. Waiting for your answer, send me an email. He gives his email address there. And anyone else who wants to know a personal testimonial of someone who lived for years by this man, which is actually right. Nick lived there with the lady who would then be his wife, and they were very loyal to Kent. In fact, Julie was even known as the wow girl because everything Kent said, oh, wow, wow. So they were really dedicated. Anyway, he goes on to say, who loves the Lord and believes in creation, but doesn't believe or follow this man anymore for who he is. You know how to reach me? I'll be waiting, Kent. So wow, that is quite the he doesn't mince the words, is how they say. So very interesting indeed. So if we go and have a look at some of the comments there, if I can find these comments, what's happened to the comments? Yes. Let's see. Kent does actually come on and he says, hey, Nick, I have nothing to hide or be ashamed of that I know of in any of the issues you listed. I'll be happy to debate you or just have a Christ-honoring discussion with you. Well, what he means is really a Kent Hovind honoring discussion. I baptized your wife and you, ? And supported both of you with all housing, utilities, and food and dollars for many months. Was it free 3 years? And all was fine. You were both happy and loved our ministry. Well, Kent is always big on how he gives these people their housing, utilities, and food, and a few dollars here and there. Now, the fact is, he is on a winner. The cost of the housing, which was all built by volunteer and donations, the utilities, what? The price of a shower every day, and he begrudges that. What? 10, 15 bucks a day for food and a little bit of pocket money. But in return for that, he gets people working 8, 10-hour days, 6 days a week. So you just add up what they would normally earn for that and take that off the cost of what Kent claims it costs to keep them there. And Kent, the ledger is on your side. You are the winner there. So don't make out as though you are doing these people a big favor. That is just wrong. Anyway, he goes on then to say, when you began renting one of Cindy's houses, you turned also to try and sort of make that, yeah, we know what he's trying to do. Sad. I've been trying hard for almost 55 years now to serve my Lord and Savior and encourage others to do the same. Since you left DAL, you have devoted hundreds of hours to trying to harm, slander, or tear down our ministry here. I would have thought actually that he's devoted the hours to telling the truth. But anyway, have you also been building anything for the Lord during that time? This is a typical Kent thing. When he can't answer a thing, he detracts by saying, oh, what have you done for the Lord? What have you been building? Well, I thought the Lord didn't value material things. He didn't want buildings and all the things that, he would rather that people take care of the poor and needy and set a good Christian example, in my opinion. But anyway, he dodges to that. What have you been building for the Lord? Have you taught Bible studies? Led others to the Lord? I'd be interested to know how many people Kent has led to the Lord and how long they last. But that's a different issue. Have you made videos about God's amazing creation, drawn people to the Lord as opposed to led them to the Lord? I don't know what the difference is, but anyway, as people have said for centuries, Any fool can tear down, but building something is very different. So once again, this narcissistic man is letting us all know how good he is, and of course, never at fault. I preach 7 times a week, give many tours of our ministry. Well, we've seen him preaching and boring people and repeating the same old thing day after day. So I don't know what's so wonderful about that. Giving tours of our ministry each day. Yes, he does that because that's his hobby. He loves those four-wheel things, or side-by-sides, or now Jeeps. Incidentally, Cindy bought a few of those for him. And he likes those. He doesn't like people playing video games because he doesn't like it. So it's not good for anyone else. But driving around in Jeeps, that's great. Win souls for the Lord. Anyway, he says, and work hard to bring Christ honoring content to my Genesis Baptist Church channel. Well, at least he says it's his channel, which is correct, because to begin with, he tried to say it wasn't connected with him and that the church had asked him to run it. This is all a ruse to get around the YouTube sort of thing. But anyway, he says it's my Genesis Baptist Church channel, and also devote hundreds of hours to debating atheists and stopping the great lie of evolution for brainwashing kids. But if you really wish to debate me on these issues that I feel to distract from the Great Commission, because I love you and Julie, and because I miss our fellowship, as I have texted you many times without response over the last 3 years, I'll be glad to meet with you. Very much the same as his relationship with his own family, his brother, his sister, his children. So, the evidence is stacking up against Mr. Hovind on this, We can do this debate on Cindy's channel. Yeah, well, I don't see a problem with that. Or, I would like to see it on a couple of channels, because Kent has a habit of getting rid of the comments, or his moderators do, that question him or show him up in any way, not just for using bad language. And I can understand that, we don't want that, but just putting an argument, you don't last very long. I mean, I can't make a comment on it. Or better yet, Stephen Boland's channel, the Proverbs guy, since he knows the situation very well. Well, that would be a complete jerk. I mean, Stephen blows, smoke up whatever. Stephen grovels. He's very obsequious to his hero, Dr. Hovind. I mean, that just would not be acceptable. He's not independent. He is no more independent than Donnie from Standing for Truth, another proven sort of Hovind lover who allows Hovind to get away with anything and who responds to instructions from Hovind. So no, that wouldn't work. Or no channel and just sit and talk like Christian brothers. Well, that will just be an attempt to dominate. You know what's not going to go down well. And of course, that Hovind would be taping it, just like he taped his wife. He's the one that started the taping and the surveillance at the Dino land, and then he doesn't like it when it's turned on him. I find that quite amusing. Anyway, Hovind says, I still live in the same place, and you're welcome anytime. Let's take one at a time. Well, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? And then he raises a whole lot of other things, but he always says this: let's take one issue at a time. Which one of these issues is most important for you to resolve? No, the whole thing has to be discussed as a package, Kent. Don't come up with that nonsense. I seldom watch this channel or read comments. Really? Is that what you believe? But hey, earlier on, he said that Nick has made hundreds of videos or trying to tear down the ministry, but here he says he seldom watches the channel or reads the comments. Well, yeah, I don't believe that. Yours was brought to my attention. I bet it was, yes. So just call me, and he gives the number there, and with your choice of topic and proposed time. So he's already laying down rules that will benefit him. So I think it would be the best thing to have it on an independent channel. I'm trying to rack my brand, thinking of some people who are perhaps Christian, but also open-minded and don't just swallow everything that Hovind says, or if they don't want a Christian, an atheist who is also fair-minded. Many people are far more fair-minded than the Stephen channel or the Standing for Truth channel. They are both. you can look at them and find examples. And of course, the Stephen channel, if the thing turns out a few weeks later to not be so good anymore, maybe some things that are said that don't stack up with the latest revision, he takes them down. He takes them down. Anyway, then later he says 4 a.m. He's just thought of something else now. I can't quite read that. I'll just try and find the thing again because my slides is blocking some of it out. So let's have a look, see if I can find it and read it on the line. And here we go. Okay. Yes, here are the comments. We can do that. So he then says, hey, Nick, here, blah, blah, blah. One more thought. At 4 a.m., Stephen Berlin said he would be happy to host the debate on his channel, but his comment isn't showing up on this thread. Maybe he is blocked. Well, with the things he's done in the past, it would be no wonder if he isn't. But I think it's just so ironic for Kent to talk about blocking people. Anyway, because of the completely unnecessary PFA Cindy filed against me, once again, he's being judgmental. I would like the debate to be on a different channel like Stevens, or have her lift the PFA first. No. You don't dictate the rules. You don't dictate the rules here, Mr. Hovind. You accept the challenge or you don't accept the challenge. Maybe you are going to go block, like you accuse of other people. I can see this happening now. So let's select one topic. No, we can talk about the whole issues. That's the way it should be done. You just can't select out these things. You have to talk about the whole thing as a package. And maybe when you're going through that package, you can try and focus on an issue. Yes, that makes sense. But just to have the debate on one topic, I can see where this is going. And of course, Hovind will always say things like, you go first and he'll go second. Well, that gives him the advantage, doesn't it? So I'd say, Hovind, you go first, and let Nick go second. Then he can respond to you. Give him just a slight advantage. After all, you're such an experienced debater, Kent, that, obviously the odds are in your favor. But better still, so select one topic and let me know when and where. Or give it up. This is really what Hovind wants. Quit trying to tear down our ministry and focus on your ministry, if any, you are doing for the Lord. My offer to take you and your family out to lunch is still on the table. Come now and let us reason together. Maybe we can pull out the root of bitterness that you seem to have allowed to grow in your heart. So once again, he's saying he wants a debate, and then he gets in these snide comments. He's just a very, very nasty man. I just, I cannot believe that this will happen. Just to give you another idea of the sort of things he said, I would try and find that. So someone, Les Dimitri, says, thanks, Cindy, in the comments for posting Nick's challenge. I pray that the current supporters would encourage Kent to step up to the plate. I'm sure that many of us would like to hear Kent's answers, not excuses. Oh, that reminds me of the song I did, without cherry picking and twisting the scriptures to support his position. And then Kent replies, Lois, I'm disappointed that you judged me and found me guilty without even knowing my side. That seems to violation, I think he means it seems to violate of many clear scriptures, or his English was never his strong point. He got the doctor from a diploma mill. But anyway, and I reply to him, Kent, you do that all the time, Kent. And you take down any comments that question you. Interesting how you always manipulate scripture to suit you. I'm so certain that the harming of children perpetrated by two